Hello, everyone. This is Kathleen. I'm glad to be with you today. I know you're wondering, where have you been? I have been knee deep in reorganizing my studio, like everybody else in the country, right? We're all on kind of a January organizing kick. Um, and what about the projects that I promised you I was doing? I've got so many that I need to do, but I just decided things were so out of hand that I just had to stop and try to get my stuff under control. So coincidentally, thankfully, this is January, and so there's so many people doing organizing stuff, and I've been watching videos, and one of my friends, Kara Brandon, and her channel is Kara Brandon Creations here on YouTube. She is doing a collaboration with a number of different artists and crafters on organizing. Her hashtag is Let's Get Organized 2022. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to use that as an excuse and with some company, I'm going to try to get a handle on this. I've been working on it for years, actually. Ever since I started, I've been trying to organize all this trash. But it's a difficult job, right? Honestly, it's like my husband said, when you're in the trash business, it's a hard thing to organize. And that is so true. But I have a daughter-in-law who is an organizer, and she and the grandkids came to visit me in July, and there was hardly any room for them to come because I have so much junk journal stuff, and I have just not been able to figure out how to organize it. But here they are running around my house, and they were so good and so patient with me and all my stuff. But anyway, I was talking to my daughter, and she I was asking her, what can I do? You are so good at this. Anyway, she sat down with me and a notebook, and she made some notes in our conversation. And then this was a difficult time in her life, and she was not able to stay very long. But I picked up her notes just the other day and started reading them, and they are really good. She also shared this video about a gal who's a minimalist. I will never be a minimalist, but there were some thoughts that she had that helped me understand where I'm coming from. And all of that is helpful. The more you can understand about who you are and what kind of crafter and what you do, that's all very helpful. And so we were talking, and she asked some questions, and she apparently made some notes that I have now read and sort of thought about and reorganized and put into. It just has helped me. Let me just say that. So let me turn the camera around and show you. Okay, here's my little mini me. And here's the camera. We'll get this set up so that you can see my desk. And these are the notes that she made. And she divided my problem into kind of two parts. The first part is define and declutter. And the second part is to decide on my storage needs. And then obviously follow up on that is to bring it off. But her question was, what do I do? What do you do? And I said, well, I make junk journals. And she said, specifically, what do you do? And as we talked, I can make all kinds of junk journals, but the ones that I make the most often, the ones that I enjoy making, are three types. Two types especially, and then a third type occasionally. I make three types of junk journals. I make vintage junk journals, I make steampunk junk journals, and I make this category that I'm going to call bright or boho, which covers a lot of ground. All three of these actually cover a lot of ground. Maybe not so much the steampunk, it's pretty specific, but vintage covers a lot. So that still gives me a huge range of creativity. but that's what I like. I am less drawn toward some of the other designs and things, more modern or and bright colors. I'm not a bright kind of person. I'm introverted, and introverted with my like of color as well. So once we kind of got that out of the way, that this is what I like to do, she said, there's in any decluttering process, there is a limiting question. Some methods, say, okay, there's like, for instance, Kara just did a video on the method, the container method, right? Which is you have a container, that's as much as you have, and that's what you have. And so everything that fits in that container you can have, and then if you get more, then you have to move it out. And my daughter was explaining this to me as well, but I resist that. I don't know if I'm different or just stubborn or what, but I resist that because when you have something good, maybe it won't fit in the container you have. And so you've got to solve that problem some other way. You can't just not have it because it won't fit into the container. I'm just stubborn that way, okay? So the container method has not appealed to me. So we were talking more, and there's the method, where you look at the item and say, does this bring me joy? And that's difficult for me too, because I don't know how to do that. I just don't. All of my stuff brings me joy, so I can't use that as a limiting factor. But that's why we specifically defined what I want to do, because then you can ask the limiting questions, and this has been really helpful to me. Does this item fit? Here, let me bring it closer. Does this item fit into one of the three types? Can I imagine a use for this item in one of these three journals? And can it move into an existing home? So those are the limiting questions. So when I'm out buying supplies, especially when I'm looking in a junk store, a thrift store, an antique store, I need to ask myself, does this item fit with what I'm doing? And can it move into an existing space in my studio? Okay, here's the follow-up questions. If the item cannot fit into an existing home, there's another way to limit that. Can I physically make a space in the studio? Do I want to? Is this item worth doing that? And can I keep a part or a piece? So this has been really, really helpful as I have been going and through my stuff and decluttering. I've been asking these limiting questions, and this is the result. This is how it has worked out for me. So one of my problems is I have a bunch of books. I have them stacked all over the house, and I don't have in my studio. And I'll show you a tour of the studio once I get it organized and put together. But once I wanted to bring all of my junk journal things into the studio. That's, I guess, my container is this room, and then a shelf in the hallway. And so if I can do that, that's my goal, so that I'm not tripping over junk journal stuff all over the house. And so I have these books, and this is an oversized book. I don't have any more space on my bookshelf in the closet in my studio. So it's a problem. This is a great book. I don't want to get rid of it, right? But if I ask the question, can I physically make a space in the studio? I can't. I mean, the studio is just, that's a physical limitation. It won't fit on the shelf. It can't just keep leaning up against the wall. So I would need to physically make a space. I would need to bring in another bookshelf. I don't want to do that. So no, I don't want to physically make a space in the studio. Is the item worth it? Well, it's not worth putting a new bookshelf up, no. But can I keep a part or a piece? Yes. So I can rip out the pages, and this you know how to do this. I can rip out the pages that I will likely use, allow myself to say, this is what I will keep, and then I will discard this, right? And yes, hard decisions have to be made. And it takes time to go through books and rip out pages and organize them in a file. But it's easier to organize a little bit in a file than it is to organize a whole stack of books. Okay, let's see how it works with the stickers. So as I go through this sticker drawer, I can see things right away. These are die cuts, so they get moved right away. I have a die cut drawer too, so they get put in the die cut drawer. Things like this is from my scrapbooking days, and I love this sticker. I don't want to throw it away, but does it fit into one of the 3 types of junk journals I make? No, it doesn't. That's the answer. So I will create a different pile. The same with these, very sweet little rabbits. Oh, they're darling. I love them, and they're kind of vintage-ish. But I don't know. I don't make a lot of books that these would fit, but maybe I'll keep one sheet and let one sheet go. Right? Yep, stays. Yep, stays. Most things, you know, it's easy. This is another scrapbook sticker, and it's very pretty, and it would be perfect in my daughter's baby book, but it doesn't fit in any of the junk journals that I'm making right now, so that'll go. Same with these stickers. They're all leftover scrapbooking stuff, and maybe I can make a little box for scrapbooking things that I might want to use, and if I can find a space in another part of the house, then maybe I can keep them. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to donate them. These cats, they're cute, and yes, they could be vintage. Yes, they could be steampunk. I can alter them so I can keep those cats. The further down I go, you know, you don't have to watch me. Oh, these are stickers that are words, and so they will go in the alpha box. So that's the way that works. I think this is just the beginning of my decluttering, but I've accomplished a lot. I've been working on this all week, and I'm making good progress. Now the second part is to learn how to do storage solutions for the things that I have, and that will be in another video. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for being patient with me as I go through this process, and hope that you are able to get yourself organized as well. Don't forget to take a look at the hashtag Let's Get Organized 2022. So it would be hashtag capital LOG 2022. No, LGO. Hashtag LGO 2022. And it is sponsored by Kara Brandon's Creations here on YouTube. And take a look at the playlist and see what you'd like. Bye-bye.